Out of the blue of the western sky comes Sky King. As we say here in the West.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Hello, happy Friday. Happy the beginning of your fabulous weekend. I think we're going to be in the 80s all next week if I just piss anybody off. I just wanted to let you know that. I'll be working on my tan again. But this is sad. This is that's tomorrow. That's tomorrow. This is Classic Television Smackdown, where every other week we talk about classic live action shows that we saw when we were growing up, when we were younger, from 40s, 50s, 60s, whenever television was around and started showing broadcasting. And along with my fabulous co-hosts, Rose Marie Rose and Jerome Connor, we are here to entertain you tonight. Hello, Cheryl. Hello, my darling. Nice to see you, Mike. Hello to you. And Jerome is saying hello to himself. Good God, sadist. Anyway, so once again, Rose, can we hear you?
Hi, everybody.
There you go. All right, just testing the sound. It's very quiet where you are. So how you guys doing? What's been going on with your week? Should I dare ask Rose that question first, or should we move to Jerome first?
No.
That's a loaded question tonight, Mark.
Yeah, well, we know we've all had a hard week.
Yeah, you too. So yes.
I am driving. The only thing good about this loaner car that I'm driving from the dealership is that it's turbo. And I've been playing with the turbo on the highway. Trust me, I am loving it. I'm like, why isn't my vehicle turbo? So you buy a car.
Does it shoot out an afterburner in the back like the Batmobile?
No, but I want to put my mechanic in front of it or behind it if he doesn't fix it soon. How can a brand new car after a year transmission go up?
That's incredible. I've never heard of that.
So the guy says, okay, Mark, you're not going to have your car back for a month. And
what?
Yeah, Florida lemon law here in this state is literally 30 days. So they're going to have two options in 30 days. Either give me my car back with a brand new transmission in it, which they are currently doing. It's a supply issue, or give me another car. Simple as that.
Jesus.
So I'm not angry about it at all. I mean, I have transportation. Actually, I'm turning in this car that I have now, which is a CX-30, for a car that I drive, which is a CX-5. Are we waking you up, Jerome? He has a way of getting attention, doesn't he? Is that Rose is trying to kiss the screen. So anyway, so other than that, we know Rose's week was heavy. How about your week, Mr. Yonner? What's going on with you?
It was pretty much a disaster week. So, let's just say I don't like main water lines.
Water lines?
Yeah, especially when they leak.
Yeah, I get it.
And all of the joys of having to repair them.
Yeah. Well, this is true life, but we're going to go ahead and enjoy tonight's show because it's Jerome's turn to do tonight's show. And as you have seen in our advertising, Jerome is going to talk about this fantabulous company. I remember growing up. Well, no, I take it back. I was a full-grown adult.
I was going to say, you haven't grown up yet.
Yeah, but I was a full-grown adult when this first came on the scene, but not when they debuted. I was not a full-grown adult when he didn't have his own show, but we were introduced to Mr. Henson's antics and creations. But Jerome's going to go ahead and take off with this and tell us exactly what he has. So roll it, Mr. Jerome.
Okay, so let me ask the panel here a question.
Uh-oh.
1958.
Wasn't born there. Sorry.
Okay, well, you've read the history books. What is important about 1958? Anybody?
Wow, that's a great trivia question.
That, my friends, was the first appearance of Kermit the Frog.
Oh, wow.
He wasn't known as a frog at the time, but he was Kermit. He didn't get named Kermit the Frog until years later when he was on Sesame Street.
Wow.
Okay. So
You're
think
right.
about that.
Sure.
For 68 years, the Jim Henson Company has provided us with generations of entertainment. Okay. Parents, your grandparents, and kids alike watch these shows and enjoy them together. All right. Now, he took, I think it was called the Sam and Dave Show is where Kermit was. I'd have to recheck that. I didn't write that one down. But from that show, Sam and Son, but from that show, he went and worked with the rest of the gang that all moved over to a little known group of people called the Children's Television Workshop.
Yay.
And they produced a little show on PBS called Sesame Street.
Yay.
Okay. Now, from there, the ball just kept rolling and rolling. Henson immediately became famous for the Muppets on Sesame Street, from Oscar the Grouch to Bert and Ernie to Super Elmo. The less said about that annoying 4-year-old Muppet, the better. All right, now we're gonna get into some of these shows, but Kara has threatened me with bodily harm if I don't mention this one. Could you run clip number 1 for me, please?
I sure as heck can.
Okay.
I got Sesame Street going through my head. Man, I had wait a minute. Is Rose gone?
Rose, I don't know. Is she on? I can't see it. It's only me. There you go.
Stand by. I'm pulling it up. Clip number 1. I want to see the bodily harm personally. I don't care about the clip. Who gives a damn about the clip? Show me violence.
Soul food, they still got a soul. And it don't mean that you got no rhythm if you don't like rock and roll. But if you taste like mine, like cider, not wine, and your very favorite thing to do
is get a pretty girl dancing to jug band music
and the mess of mama's barbecue. Barbecue,
this my spirit,
I swear that it never fails. And the sauce mama makes just stays here forever if you dare to get it under your nails. Well, you may be born with a wolf at your door,
but money isn't everything.
You still got the song and a river full of fun, and you always have a song to sing. So get the grin on your face, we're gonna replace it with a grin and a dream come true.
With a pretty girl dancing to jug band music
and the mess of mama's barbecue. Barbecue,
this my spirit.
I swear that it never fails. And the sauce mama makes just stays there forever if you dare to get it under your nails.
All right, so as you obviously saw, this was Emmett Otter's Junk Band Christmas special.
You know I don't like rodents, right?
You don't like what?
You know I don't like rodents, right?
Sure you
These
do.
are the best rodents, though.
Yeah.
And Rizzo the Rat's a cool rodent.
That's my kryptonite. I'm just letting you know what you just did.
All right. So this was
I love this show.
Yeah, this was a Canadian Broadcasting Company TV movie. Aired on December 4th of 1977. Originally opened and closed with narration by Kermit the Frog.
Yay!
This has become a holiday staple, and they removed Kermit's involvement when the company was sold to Disney. They later put it in some of the DVDs, but not all of it. And it's the usual trickiness. We're going to put a little tease here, a little tease there, but we're not going to give you the whole thing. So this has become a holiday special. Kara positively adores this. Now, what's interesting is all the Muppets / puppets on this one are a variety. This is one of his most experimental works. There's even marionettes in this one. versus the normal hand puppets that he's done. The story is basically the gift of the Magi. It's a lot of fun. What's especially fun is when the rock band gets in there and plays. It just goes crazy. Just a fun movie altogether. And if you haven't seen it, find it and enjoy it during Christmas time.
That's true.
Yeah.
Cool.
And she's singing it as she was like,
you couldn't have missed it.
oh yeah, absolutely. And we've got it on DVD here at the house. So it's a
Great
must
special.
watch here at the house. Yeah. So Mark, have you seen it? Obviously Rose has.
Hell no.
Oh, come on, Mark.
Oh,
What did I
come on,
say
it's
at
a
the beginning?
classic. It's a classic.
Okay. It's
Hang on.
bad enough that I've had rats run around me, but I'm not going to stand around and watch them sink. Damn it all. They're
You're
the
a
evils
heathen.
of the world. They should be expunged,
You should.
exterminated.
You're a heathen.
Yes, I am. Thank you.
It's
Singing
not
rat.
Christmas till the jug band plays.
Yeah, well, okay. Okay.
All right. So that's it. You have Laurent.
I know.
Oh no.
Lorraine,
All us
members
old
of-
parts, all us
you
old
gotta
parts
see
know
it.
how to
It's so
run
sweet.
away.
It's such a sweet.
It's a
show.
really good, and if nothing else, just watch it for the technical stuff that they do with the puppets.
Yeah, if I
Okay.
can take that.
The amazing work that they did.
Yeah.
on that
All
show.
right.
All right, clip number 2, please, sir.
Damn rats.
It's the Muppet Show with our very special guest star, Shirley Bassey.
It's time to play the music. It's time to light the light. It's time to meet the Muppets on the Muppet Show tonight.
It's time to put on makeup. It's time to dress up right. It's time to raise the curtain on the Muppet Show tonight.
Why do we always come here?
I guess we'll never know.
It's like a kind of torture
To have to watch the show.
It's time to get things started on the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, motivational. This is what we call the Muppet Show. Oh, your uncle's calling.
This is the crown jewels of the Henson Company.
Yes, it is. I bow
Okay.
before the Muppet Show. Yeah.
Now, here's a couple of facts that I don't know if you remember. In 1975 to 1976, the Henson crew, that was later become the Muppet Show, worked on a little-known comedy show called Saturday Night Live.
Oh, yes.
Okay. And basically because of conflicts, and apparently it was quite a series of conflicts with the writers and the producers of the show, they were let go after the first season. However, Henson later stated before his death that being on Saturday Night Live, taught them how to basically change every week when they have a new guest star.
Mhm.
So they were able to learn that. And it developed relationships with a number of the stars that appeared on Saturday Night Live as guest stars. And in the first 2 seasons, the crew had to beg and coax and use every relationship they had for stars to appear, which required a trip to England because this was filmed in England. After Rudolph Nureyev, am I saying that name right?
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Yeah. After he appeared on the show in the second season, in the middle of the second season, the Muppet Show became the hottest show for celebrities to want to be on. Remember in the 60s how Batman was that everybody wanted to be on it?
Everybody wanted to be on Batman. Yep.
In the
Agreed.
70s, everybody wanted to be on the Muppet Show after the second season. Now, this show ran for
He was
5
a ballet
seasons.
dancer, right?
Yes.
Yes, he is.
He was the first. He was the first.
Defected.
Yeah, he was the first dancer to defect.
Defect when
KGB
he
tried to
went to
kill him and everything
Sweden.
else. It was all quite the drama. This show aired first show was September 5th in 1976 on a British network called ATV. Ran for 5 seasons and 120 episodes. This show has been an influence today that people just cannot, appreciate. We could do a whole show on just the Muppets show.
Yep. We should.
And we might. We just might. This is perhaps I remember when this show came out here in the States under syndication. I remember watching it. I remember how while my father would talk about how much he liked Kermit, he just could not get into the variety show aspect of it.
Oh, too bad.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a household staple.
Yeah.
Okay.
At my
Run
house.
clip 3, please. Yes, it was. We're going to talk about some of the sketches in a second. Please run clip 3. You can stop it after a while, but there's some stuff you need to see in this.
And now, Pigs in Space! When we last left our heroes, Captain Hogthrob was about to speak.
Oh, I wonder how that announcer is. He fell down in Bet's hospital,
Actually, I sprained my ankle.
Well, take my advice and get your mommy to kiss it.
Can we get on with this sketch?
Yeah, good idea. Captain Hogthrob, the navigational computer, just gave us a very startling news.
Oh, what's that?
See that white glow approaching in the distance?
Yeah.
That glow is the end of the universe. And furthermore, according to the computer, when we reach the end of the universe, we will be given a meaning and purpose of life.
We will be given the meaning and purpose of life?
I just love presents.
When do we get there?
In exactly 1 minute from now. Oh, it's okay. It's just the dinner gone.
Oh, God. That means I'm going to miss the meaning and purpose of life.
But think, can't you just skip dinner?
What? Why, they're having swill stroganoff.
All right, I gave you a minute and a half of that.
So Pigs in Space was one of the most popular sketches on the Muppets. Hang on a second here. Oh, heck. All right, there we go. So this was one of the most popular sketches on the Muppets. They even brought Pigs in Space back to when they brought the Muppet shows back a couple of times. Pigs in Space was one of those sketches that kept coming back. They also did another one that was very popular known as Veterinarian Hospital.
Yes.
The hospital that's gone, the quack that's gone to the dogs. With Dr. Bob and Nurse Piggy and all that. Very popular. They really got crazy with some of that. That in Muppet Labs with Beaker and Dr. Honeyburn. I can't remember which
Honeydew.
one.
Honeydew,
that's right. And this was, like I said, they really got going in the second season. They really picked up the pace. They really sort of found their groove. Everything after the second season on. The first season was a lot of hit and miss to find was Pigs in Space didn't even show up until the second season. This show, you can still watch the show today and still catch a lot of the jokes. Who was it? Cheryl or somebody here said that the Mark Hamill was her favorite one. Yeah. Oh, it's Lorraine. Okay. Yeah. Mark Hamill shows up not as Mark Hamill, but as Luke Skywalker with 3PO and R2.
Cool.
Okay. We get Miss Piggy doing Pigs in Space as Princess Leia, which was hysterical. We get the Great Gonzo as Nart Nader, which has the Darth Vader helmet with the hook nose. And Mark Hamill is his cousin, and the gargling Scotsman is a running joke throughout that episode. Cheryl, the Alice Cooper one, has an interesting backstory where Brian Henson, the son of Jim Henson, jokingly said to his father that he should get Alice Cooper as a guest. And 3 weeks later, Brian is ecstatic because he's having dinner with Alice Cooper at his house.
Awesome.
What was the other one? There was one other that I was going to tell you about, and I can't remember. But there are just stories after stories of this. Raquel Welch was on this show.
I remember that one.
Oh, don't we all? There was James Coburn, who was a former student of Bruce Lee, went on there, and he's trying to teach animal, Eastern meditation. Until they both basically destroy the backstage. Animal and Buddy Rich having a drum off. I mean, there's just so much to talk about on this show, but we can't tonight because that's not our focus. But the Muppet Show is just a phenomenal thing.
Well, that's great, and we will visit that show.
Okay. Any other thoughts, Rose?
Oh no, I just
Rose?
absolutely loved it. I wrote a fan letter when I was a kid to them.
Oh, Rose wrote a fan letter?
You nerd.
Yeah, and they sent me back. Like a auto pin, probably Jim Henson signature, but I kept it in my room forever.
Thank you.
I'm so jealous.
Thank you. We appreciate your appreciation of us. Don't ever write us again.
Okay, so like I said, that show went on for 5 seasons. Yeah. Okay. So following that show, there was a couple of things. It did some spin-offs of the Muppet Babies and other Muppet shows, including things like Muppet Tonight and some of the others. And quite frankly, none of them just got the gravitas that the Muppet Show had.
True.
It was a serious lightning in the bottle type of thing that to this day they just can't seem to repeat. They try like heck, but they just can't seem to get the vibe right. So
the movies weren't half bad.
Well, right? the original Muppet movie was phenomenal and a huge success.
Yeah.
I personally liked what was it? There was the Muppet Christmas Carol and whatever their heist film one was. I enjoyed those. The Great Muppet Caper.
Well, the first one I think is when I saw Kermit riding a bicycle. I'm like, how did he do that?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's also the one that had the song Rainbow
Connection.
Yeah.
Connection.
And that was actually a hit song when that came out too.
Sure.
Yeah, we sang it at school.
Yeah. But it's got my favorite line in it though is a bear in his natural habitat. A Studebaker.
Yeah.
Fozzie Bear driving a Studebaker.
Oh, got it.
Just remember, of course, they had to take a right at the fork in the road. And they've got the big fork in the road. I mean, they did
that movie
sight
was
gags.
so clever and fun.
Yeah, they did a lot of sight gags. What was it? They stopped to give the ride to this giant yellow bird, and they go, "Oh, we're on our way to Hollywood." He goes, "No, I'm going to New York for public television." And they're like, "Yeah, you'll never make it big." Okay, so why don't we run number 4, and then we'll talk about that on the other side of that.
Fraggle Rock.
Well, let me tell you, Fraggle Rock. Fraggle Rock was designed as a kids show in association with HBO, Canadian Broadcasting Company and Corporation, and the ITV over in England. It aired on January 10th of 1983. ran for 5 seasons and 96 episodes. Now, I didn't think it ran that long.
Yeah,
Okay.
it doesn't seem like it was 5 years.
I know. It surprised me. 96 episodes. I was surprised by it.
Wow.
The show garnered 4 spin-offs, including the Dozers getting their own show.
Huh.
Let's see here. Couple of things. The Gorgs were that giant thing that goes, "Look, Mom, the Fraggle." They're apparently long-lived because Pa Gorg has said he's ruled his nation for 742 years. The Dozers are constantly building scaffolding, which the Fraggles eat. And just in case you're wondering, the scaffolding is made out of ground-up radishes.
Ew.
Yep, and it's apparently very candy-like flavoring. And the Gorgs also used radishes as an anti-vanishing cream because if they don't put it on them, then they start vanishing head first and all the way down.
Man, that had to be rad.
Yeah. The Fraggles normally didn't interact. The first the lead character's uncle is out exploring humans and making the wrong conclusions about Fraggles, about humans. He sends back postcards which end up in the trash. And the lead character constantly is trying to re-explore all of Fraggle Rock and find all the mythical places in his home.
Right.
The Fraggles and the humans only interacted once, and that was at the very last episode where the human had to leave the lighthouse because a friend was dying, and the Fraggles comforted him. However, here's the kicker. This show, the live action part, was done 4 different times depending upon where it was syndicated to in other parts of the country. So they filmed it differently in 4 different countries. Germany, France, the US, and I think Singapore was what they did. This place was in 120 different countries. This was huge. Same with the Muppets. These 2 were the 1-2 punch of the Henson Company. Okay. Could you run clip number 5 starting around 40 seconds?
Clip number 5. You want me to start at 40?
Or thereabouts.
Yes. All right. Now.
See, look at all that. Nope, that's the.
That was at 40.
No, that's clip 4.
Oh, I played. Oh, I'm sorry. I replayed the same clip again.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't mind seeing it twice. Well, actually, I did. All right, hold on a sec here. All right, let's try this again. And you want it at 40, right?
Yes.
All righty, and 39.
Right about there is fine.
Fraggles, you are in the presence of the all-knowing trash heap. Yeah. The trash heap knows all. The trash heap tells all.
Let's face it, boys, the trash heap is all.
Too true. Too true.
I'm orange peels. I'm coffee grounds. I'm wisdom. Greetings, Madam Heap. And I know what this Fraggle has.
Well, of course you do. You're all-knowing.
I know that. This young Fraggle has trouble. I promised my uncle I'd visit a certain
Yeah, we're getting some hesitation
place
in
every
this.
week, and now there's a terrible monster living there. You should worry for monsters. You made it past the Gogs, or you wouldn't be here. I just feel so alone. Alone? Then don't be alone. Get some friends. Friends help.
The trash heap has spoken.
Thank you, Madam Trash Heap.
You know what? What? Marjorie's right. Friends do help.
Of course. Even you guys help a little.
Okay, that's good. Cara and I were discussing the trash heap and how much we enjoyed her, and especially with the rats at the end going, "The trash heap has spoken."
Okay.
The
So, how
Fraggles-
many episodes? 90? You said
96.
Wow, I missed 94.
The Fraggles, like I said, it was on HBO, but it was very popular during the I think it was the 90s. Nickelodeon would run them in reruns. And they did come back and did like I said, 4 spin-offs, one of which was called Fraggle Rock Return to the Rock, which was basically, years later. But yeah, the Fraggles could do a whole thing on the Fraggles, whole thing on the Muppets. Rose, what do you know about the Fraggles?
It was my favorite show in 6th grade, 7th grade. I actually, my first fan fiction was Fraggle Rock fiction. I saw Lorraine's story about the Cheers Fraggle mashup. I bet that was interesting. It sounds good.
Yeah, I love the Dozers. I love the fact that there was an episode where the Fraggles decided not to eat the Dozers instructions, and then at the end the Dozers were about to leave because there was no more room to build anything because the Fraggles didn't eat it, until basically they realized that and started chowing down on everything, and the Fraggles were in a serious food coma, So
okay.
All
I
right.
will never rag on Star Trek fans again.
Mark, I can't believe you didn't watch any of the Fraggle Rock stuff. It's simple entertainment. There's not a lot of complexity to it, and that's the beauty of it.
It was about friendship.
Yeah.
And they had musical bits too.
They actually, and through the aspects of this being a children's show, they actually covered a lot of adult topics in this show.
Okay. All right. I will bring it down to 93 episodes I haven't seen. Okay. I will pull one out and enjoy it. I'm sure if Rose liked it. That a girl. See, Lorraine and I are on sides for all of this kind of stuff.
But she read the fan fiction.
Yeah, I was gonna say she read the crossover.
She
so
read
I
the
don't
Cheers
know.
fan fiction.
All right, so I take it back. So you must have did Fraggle Slash.
That's just wrong,
I
Mark.
was in 6th grade. I was
Sorry.
in 6th grade.
Sorry.
Come on.
I need an artist. I need visuals.
Oh, that's just wrong, Mark.
I'm sure there's some out there.
I'm sure too. Yeah.
Okay.
Bestiality. I don't know. All right.
Well, apparently this is going to be a short show because I've only got 3 more clips to go.
Oh, that's okay. We got stuff to talk about real quick. But
all right. So go ahead and run clip number 6.
I got Slash on the brain now, so my
I know that's what worries me.
Not my fault. I'm waiting for somebody to ask what that is. Ah.
Honey, I'm home.
Okay. So 1 year before this aired, the great Jim Henson passed away. Okay. And had actually, just a side note, Henson's will stated that at his funeral, nobody was to wear black. So you were to wear colored, and they had a lot of people up with the Muppets singing "It's Not Easy Being Green" as part of his wish.
Now, that's what I call a funeral.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a great funeral. Between that and Python's funeral for Graham Chapman. If you ever get a chance to see the John Cleese reading the eulogy about Graham Chapman, go watch it.
Okay.
But Henson died 1 year before the show was aired, but he had been working on the idea of it since 1981. This came out on April 16th of 1991. So this was a long one. Until The Simpsons was a popular show, nobody in network television land was interested in doing the dinosaurs. Okay. Because nobody thought about a bizarre show like this, because at the time, sitcoms, everybody was saying the sitcom was dead because, all the classics from the 80s was over. They hadn't quite figured out how to do new sitcoms. So The Simpsons come along and ABC says, all right, we'll give it a shot. Well, it ran for 4 seasons. It had 65 episodes,
Wow.
which that surprised me because I didn't think it was on that long.
Yeah. Me, I at least 2. It probably was renewed, and that's all I remember.
Right. Now,
wow.
Disney had originally pitched this to CBS, but CBS decided they were going to go the old people route and have all the old people shows on it.
Mm-hmm.
A certain, because at the time, one of their top shows was that certain serial killer from Maine.
Yes,
Jessica
that
Fletcher.
And
Murder,
one.
She Wrote.
Yep.
Too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they were doing a lot of that. They didn't want to do this show. Now, this show is interesting in that the runaway star of the show was
the baby.
The baby. Now, the baby kept every time he kept hitting Dad over the head with the frying pan, saying, "What did he say when he hit Dad over the head?" There you go. Mike's got it. Not the mama.
Yeah.
The network executives said they could keep going, and they let the creators do their show. There was next to no interference from the network because the first 2 seasons, the show was a runaway smash hit.
Wow.
Okay. And the baby, because of all the stuff the baby did, they basically let them have free reign. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so we had Not the Baby, I'm the Baby, Gotta Love Me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And do you know what Baby's his official name is? Baby Sinclair. Do you know what his original name was in the show?
No.
Now the elders gave him the elder of the tribe gives the name to the babies.
Okay.
The elder, something happened, and the elder goes, "Arg, I'm dying, you idiot Sinclair." That was the official name of the baby. Which then the new elder changed it to the baby. Now, so the father worked for a corporation as a tree knocking down trees. Do you remember the name of the corporation? I'll take that as a no. We say so. We say so.
We say so?
Yeah, as in you need to buy our stuff. We say so corporation.
Oh, I got it. Okay, we say so.
A lot of slams at corporate America, a lot of slams at television stuff. They even had their own version of Mr. Wizard called Mr. Lizard, which was Baby's favorite one. And in every episode you saw, they always killed off the little kid, and Mr. Lizard would look in the camera and go, "We're going to need a new Timmy."
Okay.
Which is a parody of the Mr. Wizard of having all those young kids there. This show was highly subversive, but it has been completely forgotten for a variety of reasons by a lot of people. I would recommend people like Rachel's age to go back and watch it. This show had a lot of fun with a lot of stuff going on, especially the first 2 seasons. Okay.
Cool beans.
If you can run clip 7, I think people will enjoy this one.
Okay.
I don't know, Lorraine.
I don't know either. I think Sinclair was a gas station, but I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Why.
There was a dinosaur Sinclair gas station. You're right, Lorraine.
Okay, cool.
The one character that was kind of just purely for fun was the baby.
The baby was really the smartest of all of them. And so he really looked at them like they were just crazy.
He was just completely self-absorbed and self-focused. Everything he said was about what he wanted and when he wanted it, and that was always now. And I think that's what people like.
Oh, the camera loves me.
Oh, the ripening fruit of my seed.
Who you calling fruit? cute.
Physically, the baby came about because I'd been raising birds at that time, and I had a baby cockatoo. It was all pink with these huge eyes, just adorable. But he had a beak, and if you got scared or something, you could rip your finger off. So it was kind of that thing of like something's really cute and helpless, but also is kind of could be really dangerous. So that was the fun with, I think, Baby Sinclair, because real babies aren't that dangerous.
No! Not the mama!
There was a lot of attention in developing a personality for Baby. Things that babies do that are hilariously funny and absurd, that a baby that you're playing with is lovable and then just decides to bite you as hard as it can.
Bad baby! Bad baby!
The idea with that character is he's just manipulating everything. He's just trying to get everything to go his way, and he'll do anything he can to manipulate everybody, and he's very intelligent.
Where you going?
To my new job.
What's in it for me?
You get to spend the whole day with your daddy.
What's in it for me?
I got involved with dinosaurs. I was actually working with the company with Sesame Street, and Brian called up and asked would I be interested in working on this new project, which was dinosaurs. At the beginning, I was actually supposed to come out and perform Richfield and Ethel. And I got out here and we started playing around. And he said, well, try Baby. And of course, Baby stuck.
Hi, I'm the baby. Gotta love me.
Well, Kevin is an amazing puppeteer. I don't know if most people know this or not. He does Elmo, which is funny because he's built like a linebacker. He's this huge guy, this tiny little puppet on his arm. He's like, Mama. And it was one of those things where most of the other characters were voiced by voiceover actors that were performed on stage live. The baby, Kevin just did this great, it's kind of the Elmo voice. Hi.
Gotta love me.
And so he did that, and it was just so funny. He said, well, we'll just keep it with that because it was so right on the nose.
Breakfast time. I'm hungry. Somebody feed me.
Well, I think the typical reaction is they see this, this tall black guy, and they're like, what? And then I do it, and they're like, oh.
Again!
It's pretty funny because it's just the opposite of what you would think I would be doing.
I'm not bluffing. I'm pooping.
People say, well, you're in the music industry. Do you play football or something? And I say, no, I perform Elmo. Really?
The limo will be here any minute.
They can wait. I'm a star.
Kevin Clash has a remarkable ability to create characters that are outrageous in their concept, but very, very believable in their execution.
3 queens. Gotta love them.
Kevin has a naughty sense of humor that's a lot of fun. Kevin loves to pull pranks on people. So there's an awful lot of Kevin in the Baby Dinosaur.
Amateur. Stand by, Mission Control. We're ready for liftoff.
Hey.
The Baby was this great creation that we knew we could do extremely well because it would be a hand puppet. So we knew that amongst these costume character dinosaurs that a hand puppet's really expressive and you can have a lot of fun with a hand puppet.
With the other characters, there's an actor in the costume. Baby is more of what we normally do as puppeteers. There's a puppeteer that works the head of the puppet. It's performed with another puppeteer who does the live hands. And then there's a whole mechanical system that goes on with the radio control of the face. But that's really the way Baby is operated, like a hand puppet. It's just an enormous, very heavy hand puppet.
I'm a big boy.
Yeah.
So,
where were we?
Well. She your girlfriend?
No.
Gonna kiss her?
Kids just loved him, little kids, and it brought us a very large audience of little children who just thought he was wonderful because he had a great deal more power than they felt they had. He basically ran the family when he chose to.
You got what you want. Are you happy now?
Thank you, Mama.
Adults loved him because he represented kind of the crappy little kid that every kid can be, and literally like a little monster.
The power of rice compels you.
Oh, wow.
The power of rice compels you.
He could do whatever, and everybody still loved him.
Die, scum! Die!
I think that's the joy and the popularity of Baby, that everybody wanted to be like him.
Hey, babe. Want my autograph?
All right.
Okay. Don't ever change. Baby baby.
Everything about that character came together beautifully. It's exactly the right performer to be puppeteering it. It's exactly the right design to suit that personality, exactly the right writing. All of it just came together and created a baby dinosaur who really, in some ways, is the most unique and most lasting personality from the show.
I'm the baby, gotta love me. Hello, fat boy. Not the mama, not the mama. Oh, yeah! Cut.
There you go.
That's good.
Okay.
I like that. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, when I was watching this, doing the research, one thought kept coming to mind. This had to be the influence for Stewie.
Yeah.
On Family
Yeah.
Guy. Okay, the similarities are just too close to say there isn't any influence there. You know.
Wow.
But yeah, baby stole the show and huge on the marketing thing. Lots of baby toys were sold.
That's amazing.
Okay.
I can't believe it's been on for 4 seasons.
I can't believe it was in 91. You know, that makes it 30 years ago.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
You're old. Yeah. You're old.
Yeah. And you ain't any younger.
I got it. I know.
Okay. So from 91 till about 1999, the Henson Company had been sold to Disney, was doing some real hit and miss stuff. Nothing major. Several attempts at recreating the Muppet Show. The Muppet Babies were even retried. But they just couldn't find their groove. So they branched out to this next clip. And we'll talk about this on the other side. Clip number 8, please.
My name is John Crichton, an astronaut, a radiation wave hit, and I got shot through a wormhole. I'm lost in some distant part of the universe on a ship, a living ship, full of strange alien life forms. Help me. Listen, please. Is there anybody out there who can hear me? I'm being hunted by an insane military commander, doing everything I can. I'm just looking for a way home.
Okay, appeared on March 19th here in the States in 1999 on the Sci-Fi Channel. Was also broadcast on the USA Network at the same time to increase people seeing it. 4 seasons, 88 episodes, and 1 follow-up miniseries / movie. Its cancellation was perhaps one of the biggest sci-fi controversies at the time because people were the fans basically lost their minds when it got canceled. The show is basically about a human who disrupts the galactic order on the other side of the universe. The puppets that they used, there were only 2 characters, which was the pilot of the ship and Emperor Rigel the 16th. You can see the 2 puppets on the left side of your screen, and then the upper right-hand screen. Those were the 2 Muppets. Okay. The show was canceled just after the 4th season started airing. The show the comic strip Foxtrot started a big campaign to get it back in, and even one of the columnists in TV Guide said basically it was a big mistake to cancel the show, and hence the Sci-Fi came back and did what's known as the Peacekeepers War, which was designed to tie up all the loose ends because season 4 ended in a serious cliffhanger.
Yeah, I like that Peacekeepers Wars series that they came out with. It was very I don't want to use the word Star Warish, but there was a empire that they were almost like for God's sakes, what's the
reminded me a bit of Blake 7.
Blake 7 for you, but I was thinking of oh my God, come on, what's wrong with me? The Western, the brown coats.
Okay, Firefly.
Yeah.
Yes, Firefly.
Part of the reason that Farscape did well was Next Gen Star Trek was off the air. DS9 was finishing. Voyager was just about done, and Enterprise hadn't started. So Star Trek was starting to implode.
Yeah.
The 90s was a real hot time for syndicated sci-fi, especially with Babylon 5 and some of the other shows that were out there. And this really took the place of it. This was followed by Firefly and Battlestar Galactica. It was all very much a series show where if you missed an episode, you didn't know what the heck was going on.
Yeah, that's true.
And it aired, and the big problem I had with it, it aired on Friday nights.
Yes, it did. But
and I was out doing stuff with friends on every Friday night. You know, and this was before on-demand television and everything else, so it was real hard to sort of keep track of this thing.
Yeah, it's really interesting how Babylon 5, I think, premiered in the middle of the week. I think it was a Wednesday.
Well, it was in syndication.
Yeah,
so it depended upon where you...
So I got to see it on Saturdays.
Same here.
Yeah. I went to Babylon 5 parties.
My Star Trek group got together and would do Babylon 5 parties once a month to watch it.
So maybe it was on a weekend. Maybe it was a Saturday that we saw it.
Yeah, that's when it was on mine.
Together.
But
yeah, I wouldn't have been out doing
But Farscape was interesting because it had a really strong rabid following.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There were a lot of rabbits around. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. But what happened was after when it got canceled, the fans were really vocal. Peacekeepers Wars came on, and then I did not see a fan group at all after the Peacekeepers War. I mean, at conventions, I would see the Farscape fan groups all over the place. That movie came out, and that was it. And I have not seen a Farscape fan group ever since.
Yeah,
and I go up to anybody and ask about Farscape, and they're going Farscape, and they can't seem to remember it very well.
Yeah, I think even the celebrities showed up at conventions kind of late.
I met Gigi Everly. I met her when she was back about 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've met her recently, and she's still looking good. Virginia,
Virginia.
there was some issues with her, which I won't get into on the air. And then the big tall guy, the alien in red there.
Right. I never knew who he was.
He was the guy on the far right.
Yeah, I never saw him out of costume.
I did get to meet him, and he is that big. He's huge.
Yeah. Cool.
So then when the show got canceled, I think it was the last 2 seasons of Stargate, Ben Bauer and the other girl went over to Stargate. Claudia Black, thank you. They went over to Stargate for the last couple of seasons.
Mm-hmm.
But again, those two basically, and most of the cast of Farscape have kind of disappeared. I know Gigi went back to Australia and she was doing a lot of stuff in theater, but I couldn't tell you what the rest of them were doing.
Yeah, Gigi I've seen a lot of. She still does cons. I know she just mentioned another one she's doing coming up. Dargo is his name. Yeah,
Dargo.
You.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Cheryl. There you go. Henson has done other stuff. They're now doing stuff with Disney. They're doing stuff with some Amazon stuff. As a matter of fact, I think Fraggle Rock you can find either on HBO Max or on Amazon Prime. I don't know which one. I know that the Muppet Show you can find on Disney Plus.
Yep.
You can watch all those episodes. But Henson, like I said, was real hit and miss. Their 2 biggest shows was Muppet Shows and Fraggle Rock. Farscape was a serious, hard left-hand turn into a thing that when people said, oh, no, the Henson Company did this, people were like, no, couldn't be.
Yeah.
And it turned out it was a good show for them. They did well, and now they've done other things also, but just didn't have the vibe that they've had with the past.
Okay.
Well, there you go.
Awesome.
I'm sorry.
Good job. Jim Henson Company was our focus for Classic Television Smackdown this evening, as hosted by Jerome. Good job on that. But tomorrow morning.
Really good.
Thank you.
Tomorrow morning.
Here's the great thing about Classic Television Smackdown. I might have had a horrible week, but by the end of the show, I'm feeling much better.
Good. Glad to hear it, Rose. Glad to hear it.
So this is your medicine. It's the medicine for everyone. You're going to sit in your doldrums and be, heavy-headed, whatever. Just think about your past.
Well, these are great shows.
The cool. I was in the cashier's line at the supermarket tonight, and one of the cashiers and I were talking about how our parents dressed us up when we were younger, and how we had found photos of us dressed up when we were younger, and how we just wanted to go out and kind of strangle our parents because they made us dress up like my brother and I used to get dressed up alike all the time, and we weren't twins. I mean, what's up with this? I mean, we were the same
Did
color.
your mom put you in like a sailor suit?
No, no.
That would be so cute.
I never was, not even in my diaper. Well, I can't remember what she dressed me up as when I was still in diapers. But yes, I'm glad you joined us, Lorraine.
Yes.
I know you were having a bad
Lorraine,
week too.
Thank you for being here.
Yes. This is what you needed, darling. And we got more. If you're up early tomorrow morning, this is going to be an interesting show. It's put on by Rose, Cartoon Occupations, which every time I say this word, the first image that comes to my mind is Fred Flintstone.
Yeah.
You know, the first image that comes to my mind is Fred Flintstone. You know, but Rose is going to be armed to the teeth tomorrow with Cartoon Occupations. It's a great topic. Can't wait to see that. So 9 a.m. tomorrow.
Whose turn is it for next Smackdown?
Probably me. We got to figure this
I
out.
think
Did we
it's
do
me.
girl, boy, girl?
I think it might be me.
I think it's Rose
you.
next.
Good. Thank God. Phew. Yeah, it was good. I mean, we sound so depressed when it's our turn. It's never like that when we're doing the show.
Oh no, it's just that the research.
What it is? It's because we are focusing on our past. Our past also included homework.
Oh
okay?
yes,
and that's what we're doing. We're doing
hey,
homework.
Anybody want to come to my house? Anybody want to come to my house and help me with a 10-year-old and homework?
Are you crazy? There's a reason why.
Done that. Done.
That's right. I don't have children. I have been released from the gods or by the gods. I don't have kids, and you're on your own, buddy. Sorry. No, if it was me, I just say yeah.
At you yet? Has she thrown pencils at you, Jerome?
No. She does a lot of the, lowers her head and growls and sulks and all that.
Well, yes, I've had that and pencils. So
don't give her ideas.
Yeah, I know, because make sure it's just not sharpened. She can throw all the pencils you want. Just don't sharpen it. But yep. Good job. Oh, Cindy watched it. I know she's on the road up to Pennsylvania.
Oh, I hope her mom's
wishing
okay.
the best for your mother-in-law.
All the best.
Yeah,
yes.
Cindy, just tell her don't do that again.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, don't do that again.
Yeah, in Florida, most of the houses are single stories, so we don't have to worry about going up and down stairs sometimes. Although I live in a house where I have a second.
I was gonna say you get the Stairmasters.
That's all right. I'll be looking for another house next year, and definitely everything's gonna be on one floor. Yeah. So guys, we enjoy doing classic television Smackdown. We enjoy our past. If you haven't noticed on Facebook, Max Gale. Okay, it's all over the place now. Max Gale, who was Who's Your Horse on Barney Miller.
Okay, yes, I know what you mean. Yeah,
so he's been really frequenting the pages and very, very active and talkable. I'm gonna try and reach out to him.
Oh yes, because I want to ask him about.
Please do. That would be so
yeah.
awesome. And
because I want to ask him about Jack Wu.
Yeah, I'm gonna put extend an invitation out to Max Gale and see if he would come on to Classic Television Smackdown. And we'll do a whole Barney Miller episode or something.
Oh, Barney Miller was great.
Season, whatever.
I love Barney Miller. I love Barney
especially
Miller.
those early episodes.
Yeah. And as usual, guys, if anyone who's watching right now, if you ever want to be a guest host on this show, you have a topic you'd like to talk about, go ahead and email us, reach out to us and say, hey, Mark, I'd like to do a show on Johnny Quest. But anyway, so, you just reach out to us and we will gladly have you on the show. If you give us, 10 clips that you want to talk about, that would be, absolutely fascinating to have some more guest hosts here.
Yep.
Max and Hal are the ones left alive.
Oh, my Lord. I forgot that show he was on.
Hal, is he still... He's still alive? I didn't know he was still alive.
Hal?
The boss.
Yeah, hang on a second here.
Yeah, Hal,
Hal
not Holbrook. I know he's gone. Hal
Linden.
Hal Linden, thank you.
Yeah, he's still alive.
He's still alive, and that's
wow. I did not know.
And for a while,
that.
he was doing play one-man shows as as Mark Twain.
Ooh, I bet he was awesome as Mark
Yeah,
Twain.
he was.
Yeah,
Well, it was like
that's
him
not-
doing
yeah.
Mark Twain and Gabe Kaplan was doing Groucho. I saw the Kaplan one where he did Groucho.
Right. MeTV is picking up All in the Family in 2 weeks, I think. I don't know what they're replacing, but it's Sundays at 8 o'clock. They're going to be doing All in the Family series that MeTV picks up. Man, I'm still biting at the bit here about having a classic Cartoon Network. I wish they would just bring all our old favorites back.
Cartoon Network used to be that way, and then they started
They
doing
did.
their originals. Yeah, when it launched, it was all classic cartoons.
It was all classic. I agree with
Right.
you 100%.
And then they started doing their own stuff, and they
Yeah.
moved it all to Boomerang.
Boomerang, that's right.
And then I don't know what happened to Boomerang.
Yeah. Well, I saw
It's
it.
subscription only now.
I saw it
Ugh.
recently. I can access it on my streaming service. I can access Boomerang. It's a lot of Tom and Jerry, Looney Tunes, and I mean recent Looney Tunes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that was really the only two things that stuck out to me on Boomerang. But I wish they would just go back to the classics. I don't know what if Warner Brothers holding back on their catalog.
Well, somebody owns all of Hanna-Barbera.
Do they really?
Yeah, hang on a second.
Darn it. I'd love to get a hold. I really would be interested in seeing some Peter Potamus and some Tennessee Tuxedo and Huckleberry Hound and Snagglepuss.
Yes.
And, things like that.
Okay, so Turner bought them.
Good grab there, Mike, because I know the movie. Eddie Murphy was just on CBS Morning, I think, or whatever, and he was talking about this movie that's coming out soon.
Okay, so Warner Brothers and Discovery Plus, or whatever they call themselves nowadays, owns the entire Hanna-Barbera library, which means
Interesting. Do I have Discovery? Do I have? It's the same. They just changed the Discovery Plus, right?
Yeah, but I think it's still called HBO Max.
What?
HBO Max is still the streaming service. Discovery Plus or Discovery owns all that. They merged, and Discovery now owns Warner Brothers, all the stuff that they used to own, plus all of HBO and Hanna-Barbera, the whole library, which means 90% of all the Saturday morning cartoons are owned.
I'm not a fan of monopolies.
It's getting worse and worse. It's getting worse.
Yeah. All right. Hey, guys, thank you for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it. Catch us 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, where Rose will be jumping off a ledge. And before, after she does her Saturday morning cartoon show, because we're not going to let her go until then. But appreciate everybody joining us tonight. Team, I'll see all you guys. No reason to hang around. I'll see you guys first thing in the morning. And I'm gonna go and I don't have any beer. Oh my god! Look, I don't have my car. I don't have my beer. I'm all
wow. You're just suffering tonight.
New vehicle tomorrow. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Ciao, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
guys.
Out of the blue of the western sky comes Sky King. As we say here in the West.